All right, a little later than I anticipated. Okay, let's get this shared on Facebook and the FolgerTech group, and also on my page. And dun dun dun, I got all kinds of pop-ups going on already. All right, let's start this real quick. Let's go ahead and do this. And okay, that screen's good. Very good. Let's go here. And oh, you sucker. Yeah, there you go. And that's good. Okay, that one's working. All right. I think this stuff is all working. Then we can start. And all right. I'm going to give this a couple moments here. I think I have this shared out everywhere. And I'll explain the delay in just a little bit. Sweet. Okay. That is good to go. Whoops, I should probably down my phone. I wonder why my yeah. If you're there, go ahead and type in the chat and say hello. I get this stupid pop-up here coming up from YouTube that I really want to make go away. And I guess I'll kick it off with good evening. And I don't know why I insist on using my other profile, but more questions for live stream OBS as I go. All right, so we already have. Hello, Brian. So it is working. Good, good. Let me know how the sound level is, if the video looks okay. I mean, I'm not going to look any better, obviously, but just make sure everything's clear. I planned on starting earlier, and that was thwarted by Microsoft. Apparently, we had Patch Tuesday. So when I kicked on both computers around, well, about 7:15 when I came down here, both of them were installing updates, and they installed, and they installed, and they installed, and they installed. So anyway, it took about 45 minutes to get both computers up and running. So I mean, this one's a Xeon over here, dual 3 processors, dual cores. So they've only got 4 cores. And then my laptop's an i5, and it just had a ton of crap to run. And of course, after every Microsoft Windows Patch Tuesday, This time around, it did the October update, and it was trying very hard to force me to use Microsoft Edge. Had to go in there, turn that off. I had to go to the Task Manager, turn off a bunch of other crap I had running. So Linux, you know, I could go on a long rant about Linux because there's about 30 flavors of Linux. So, and there's really not a great way to update Linux. I've been using Mint, and I've used Peppermint. I know there's Ubuntu and a few others, and well, I know. I see. Here it is. See, what did I start? We're all going to start bashing Windows, but it also has 80% of the market, or more now. So Mac is all right, but I'm not the biggest Mac fan, except for the Apple phones. I love my iPhone. So, but no, I have gone the Linux route, but you know, I don't have a lot of the Linux tools available to me for Adobe Premiere Pro and stuff like that. So Peppermint's okay. The only problem I have with Peppermint is that when they come out with a new version, you really can't update it. You have to wipe and start all over again and remove apps and back everything up. And that's not a whole lot of fun. I do like how it looks on the screen. If you have an older laptop and if you always wanted to get into these Linux operating systems that are out there, Ubuntu, you know, Peppermint, Mint, and a few others, what's cool is you can put the image on a flash drive, and you can go ahead and boot on that flash drive and see what it looks like. Be very careful about when you say click install because you'll make things go away. So. Well, look, so we got 6 people. Cool. So let me do my usual monologue of saying, hello, welcome to Our Nerdy is Cool. My name is Paul, and we are building the FolgerTech FT-i3 Mega. As you may recall from our previous videos, this is going to be similar in size and design as the i3s that are all out there, TiVo Tornado, CR10, CR10, you name it. What's different about this one is the motors are up top. It's kind of fascinating how he has that set up. And the Z-screws right here are only being held in place by, well, they're just kind of hanging by the motor and the coupler. So I'm really curious long term how that's going to work out for us. So far, everything glides and moves really nice, but on my CR10 and on my TiVo, these guys got stretched out pretty quickly, and they were sitting on the bottom. So like I said, I have great hopes for that one. We'll just have to see. So, dun-dun-dun. Hey, you had your baby, Caleb. Wow, wow. If you had a baby, that's big news. If your significant other had the baby, even better. So, cool. That's good to hear. You guys have all been part of the team over here. Caleb was the one that helped me come up with the idea for creating this wonderful piece right here for my way of attaching the FT5 switch. We used a cardboard cutout, and then I went into VCarve Pro with a friend of mine who was very savvy with CAD, and we made this. And then because I had extra material, I made 2 of them, and I painted one up so it looks like that. Now I'm hoping the electrical gurus are in the house tonight, because what I have done, I'll go over a couple of things, but one of the first things I did is these are going to be our 3 wires for the AC hookup. So I didn't want to have anything exposed as far as bare wires, so I've gone ahead and I purchased these guys, the ones that have the plastic cover, so there's no chance they're bare wire. I've been tugging on these guys, so they're not going to come loose. Same story for the end that goes to the power supply. I made sure, as you can see, it's kind of an ugly crimp, but what can I say? I've been lifting weights, so I just really kind of chomped on that thing. So I got 3 of these guys all set to go. And just kind of a shameless plug. Like I said, I made an extra one. I don't know if anyone else is building one of these, if anyone else is looking for this particular part. You know, if you want one, shoot me an email. I guess, what, $25 and shipping. So aluminum isn't terribly cheap right now, and between the time involved and whatever, I figured that's a deal. I don't figure there's a whole lot of people that want these, but I have an extra, so I'll put it back here, and if someone wants that, you can let me know. So there's more. Let me go to the other camera because it seems like well, you know what? Let's see if the focus cooperates. So the last time we had a discovery that this was bad, okay? And you can hear stuff rattling around in there. So I know some of you weren't here for our last video because it was relatively short. And what wound up happening is, and we back out to the other camera here, we discovered that when we were rolling this back and forth, we were hearing a significant thump, 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 thump. And so I put oil on a paper towel, sewing machine oil, a real light oil, and I made sure that the rods were clean and oiled up, thinking maybe there's debris there. Actually, I was hoping that's all it was, but no, that was not the case at all. So it turned out, and for those of you guys that were tuned in watching that stream, you guys were kind of backing me up. We had the camera right up against the bill plate, and we went very slowly, and we could see the thing went up and down, up and down, up and down. So Monday morning, I got in touch with John Folger, and I shot him a message and said, hey, I'm going to look at your site. I need to order one of these. Can you double check that you have them? He said they do have them. So it was, $6.99 plus shipping. John is in New Hampshire. I'm in Maine. If you don't know your geography, that's the neighboring state. And so I got this within 2 days. So I ordered on Monday afternoon, and I got it, this afternoon. So not bad. So this guy is definitely wonky. To save you guys a little bit of time, I've done a few things to the printer just because I really want to get to the point where we power it on tonight and maybe even get it running. So there's a few things that I did in your absence. A couple of things were, for example, I did replace that bearing, and it wasn't a tremendous amount of fun to get this bearing out. I did wind up having to remove the bottom tensioner, and then I just unscrewed one side, and I was able to kind of tip it up, and then I was able to loosen this side and pop that chrome rod out. And it sounds like it's not that bad, but as you guys know, with a printer kit or any 3D printer, nothing comes easy. So it was really tough to get at the set screw. It was really tough to get at a few other screws. So it was more awkward than anything else, but it got done. The other thing that I did, actually I can pull on the other camera here so I can bring you guys up to speed, is I had noticed when I was looking at the control board, I was going, geez, let me move my phone, that's annoying. When I was looking at the board, I was thinking, geez, there's a few things missing. So I hadn't plugged in the wires to the bed, and I hadn't hooked up the, I'm sorry, I did do the bed. I hadn't hooked up the wires to the extruder, and it looks like I kind of shorted myself a little bit of wire here, but I think we're going to be okay. The other thing on here is I cleaned with rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. I made sure that the surfaces of the chips were clean. And then I went ahead and I put these little dinky little heat sinks on here, which I can tell you from the research I've done on heat sinks on little guys like this, it makes a really big difference. Since this is outside and exposed, I'm curious how warm they're going to get to the touch. I know on my FT-i3 I have a 120 millimeter case fan blowing on them to keep them cool, so that's all right. The other thing is I've kind of did the best I could to, what do you mean my heat sinks are 90 degrees off? It's not going to make a bit of difference, is it? Brian, you need to defend that position. No pun intended, but give me a break. Do I have to do a video? I had a 50-50 chance. Well, I'm going for it this way. Obviously I can pop them off and twist them around to appeal to you, but why would that make any difference? True. The only thing I can think of is that, of course, with heat rising, that you wind up heating the next piece of aluminum on the way up. Is that your thinking as well, too? Because that went through my mind while I was doing this. I was like, well, do I do them horizontal or vertically? And the reason why I did them this way, to be honest with you, yeah, okay, so that's your argument too, is the thermodynamics part of it. Okay, see, my thought was with all these wires here, I didn't want them to snag. That was the only reason for it. The other thing that I've been doing is I've been backstepping, going through and making sure I haven't missed any steps. I'm a little curious about the end stop here. I'm wondering if I got that all wrong, because obviously I can't bolt that in because, as you can see from the other side, how can I access the screw? So I'm wondering if I put that in backwards. I tried to be very literal in their directions. The other thing I have to do that I haven't done yet is you'll see the connectors over here for the LCD screen. So that's on the menu. And then, of course, and I'll be really honest with you, the hooking up AC power always makes me nervous. DC, not a big deal. AC, So I'm definitely a little bit concerned about how these guys, you know, if they're going to be too short or too long. I mean, there's no exposed wire. They're going to be just fine. I just have to make sure that when I plug them into the switch here, that I have all of that correct. So we'll go through that together here in just a moment. And oops, things are beeping at me. And let me see. I'm going to turn the ringer off. There we go. So these, I got one right here actually. Let me see if this camera will pick it up. These are the guys that I went with for the connector type. Caleb, you're my lucky guy tonight. This camera is actually focusing the first time every time. So as you can see, we made sure that we got the type that the plastic casing covers all of the metal. So that should cover us. Now the next thing I'm going to do here, let's, as the pastor says, turn your Bible to. All right, so there's our documentation, and we're going to skim ahead quite a bit here, because we know we got all this stuff done. One of the things I want to look at, I want to verify that I have that limit switch correct. Okay, and again, to save time, I reinstalled the bed, all 8 bed level positions. It's not going to be a fun bed to adjust, that's for sure. Okay, there we go. That's the spool holder. I'm not crazy about having that up top, but we'll give it a go anyway. And we had to redo the power supply the other night, so the new power supply has been installed. Now here we go. This is the part I wanted to look at here, and this doesn't show me the switch. I would need to look at the FT-5 documentation. And I really wish Adobe would make that menu go away every time. And what we can do, we'll fly through here, because the wiring diagram they have does show that switch. And as you can see, the FT-5 has quite a bit of an assembly to it. I did enjoy that build a lot. That was a fun build. The wiring on that one was just a real nightmare. Okay, so this is where the FT-5 wires in its switch. And this is what I'm looking for right here. So here's where you guys get to offer me the sanity check. Let's zoom that in a bit more. Oh, there we go. And so there is already, I guess I gotta go a little bit more on the zoom here. Okay, there is already a black jumper going from there to there. So what I'm looking at is, let's see, my green. So what I'm looking at right now, and let me go back to the other camera here so that we can go, do I have this so I can do side to side? No. Okay, so I'm looking at the connector, and it came like this with the black already attached here to here. Caleb, that's funny. Okay, so according, well, where's our focus again? Here it is. All right, so what I'm wondering is I'm looking at this as a plug in the bottom. And it looks like, see, when I look back and forth, let's look at the instructions. The instructions show red up top, black and black. So I don't know. Page 76. Okay, let's unmagnify that a little bit here. All right, well, so I'm looking for pin numbers on here. My switch doesn't look like the same. Yeah, I got a multimeter. So looking at this right here, now keep this in your mental image here real quick. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so in that picture, they're showing a connection up top. And this one has a, this one has one at the bottom. It seems to be on there rather permanently, so I would assume that is correct. What number is this? Yeah, perfect. Isn't that just the way it goes? So the thing is that this thing, can that come off? Nope. So they've got some sort of notching. Son of a, hello, that woke me up. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Jorgen. You're the first person to use that. That scared the life out of me. Okay, so my switch is different, so we seem to agree there. Well, here's the thing. I mean, we got 3 wires. They're saying solder USB connectors. The black wire goes on pin 2. The black wires have already been attached. Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys, who has this switch? There's got to be someone with an FT-i3 that has this. I mean, I'd like to think maybe the switch is upside down, but no. So, oh, will you give a close-up? That would be great if you did. This has a clip that's latching this guy in. Oh, come on, camera. Can you cut me a break today? Thank you. All right, so there, see, it has a notch. I'm going to cut the red one. So, my question becomes, where does the blue one go? Okay, Brian, do you see the number 4? Yeah, I mean, I see one that says number 4 right here up top. See that? Where it says 4? This one? Which thumb, Brian? Which thumb? This one or this one? This is where the chat buffer suffers a little bit. Okay. Right thumb. Okay, so this one gets to the green. Or I'm sorry, gets blue. Yeah, power connector goes right here, yep. Yeah. So what I'm wondering is what plugs into this guy right here. So so if I read you correctly, well, I wish that red went in a little bit better. Okay. Does that look right? That's what we're trying to figure out. Well, that's what I'm wondering. It's just that on the FT5, and again, this picture isn't the best. Oh, come on. Because that's, I'm assuming, no. It is the same switch. I do have a switch meter sitting out here. I don't like that that red connector though. Does not want to stay. I may have to give this guy a bit of a squeeze. Well, let me give you a view of it. Did they put the switch in or well, it's. I'd have to look at mine too. Interesting. Trying to squish these in a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so the middle is my ground. Hey Ben, we need some help with an AC connector. Okay, so let me remove what I added. And we'll go through this together step by step. Because I got a weird connector. Okay. So, this guy in the middle, you say, that's my ground. That's going to be my green guy, right? Like that. All right. Now, our blue guy is our end. Okay, so that's this one here. So I believe blue goes here. Do I understand you correctly? Okay, multimeter time. What do you want me to do on the multimeter? Are we doing a continuity? I'm glad you guys are here because this is not my strong suit right here. Okay. Okay. So Brian, Dave, and okay, so I've got it set to continuity. So what should I be touching first? So what we plugged in already with the green. Okay. Middle is happy. So that guy checks out. Okay, middle is, so this is my green fella. Okay. Next one, I assume, is this fella. Okay, so this this one on the right is this connector. It's screaming. My neutral, that's blue, right? Okay, and let's make sure our wiring is happy. Okay. So those two, so these two guys are good. So through deduction, the, well, it should be reddish brown, I guess, is going to be this guy, right? There we go. That's staying in better this time. Okay. Correct. Well, we had everything correct. What is cool is that you guys advised me on how to test that. Is there a way to to test this outside of okay, so when I take, sorry, I get the camera pointing the wrong stuff here. All right, so this is our red-brown wire. So when I take that, and should I be touching any of these plugs? So if I, nope, nope, but it does beep on the, it does beep on this one. Okay, so right now it's on. Okay, so if I go to the, so if I turn it off, we have no noise. So, well, very cool. So that tells me that the switch is off, and we did the continuity test, and we got no noise. Let me just make sure I haven't missed any messages. Connect the third wire with the switch On and off. Okay, yep. So we just did that, Caleb. So we seem to have. I got so much shit in the way. Here we go. So we are ready to hook it up, he says. And my fuse is good. Yep. Oh God, I went all over town looking for that thing. All right. So, hey, we're 35 minutes in. We got 9 viewers. Hello. I know you guys probably get tired of hearing this, but I'm kind of doing my top of the hour. Hello, my name is Paul. This is my channel where nerdy is cool, and I'm going to leave this here because I need a stand. We're doing the FolgerTech FT-i3 Mega, and I got my iPhone charging on the chargers here. Okay, so I got multimeter in the way. We're going to do a couple of things next, but we're going to go in a good slow order. All right, so we have our switch. This is a tweak that I made. I didn't like the idea. The design of this printer doesn't have a power switch. It's basically, as the instructions show, and I can actually go back here and show it to you if you guys care. Let's go to the instructions, and let me zoom this back here a little bit. But the wiring is basically directly to the power supply. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to check that. Yeah, I have this right. Okay, well, we'll see how this works. But the way they have this set up is they have the power supply right there, directly to the plug. No switch, no nothing. You're watching me on an 18-inch tablet? Holy crap, that's impressive. Okay, this is going to be our next step. We're going to do some more wiring, and we're going to run the cables for the MKS. And let me move here. If you're curious what the heck that great big jar in the corner is, a couple of you guys had said, hey, you know, if you're entertaining, we should, you know, have a tip jar for you. So that tip jar is there. If you wish to, I'm sorry, maybe I should be pointing over here. No, I'm over here. Okay, sorry. It's reverse of where I'm looking. So yeah, if you want to tip me, feel free. I appreciate it. I'll just squander the money on more printers that you can watch me build. So what we're going to do is we're going to tip this big guy over. And because I don't want it resting on the chrome rod, I got a little, here we go. And let me just double check the belts are looking really good. We got all that stuff done. So while we have it up on its side, we're going to route these cables. Samsung Galaxy View. Wow, I bought an iPad mini because I use that in the airplane for the navigation because we don't use paper charts anymore. And I was never a big fan of the tablets, but I can tell you as a pilot, it comes in really handy in the airplane, assuming that the airplane has a power source. One of the things I've been investing in is a lot of these, like you just saw on the phone a moment ago, those great big lithium-ion power bricks. I bring those up with me in the airplane just so I can run external power to either the camera, the iPad, or if I'm filming, it's very handy on the GoPros because they seem to die after an hour. So let's see. It is, yeah, exactly. The airplane I fly is a 50-year-old Piper Cherokee, and she sure did roll off the assembly line yesterday. So any kind of tech you can bring on board is very helpful. All right, so we're connecting to connector number 2, and I should be prudent here and try to find connector number 2. Why didn't I bring my glasses? That would have been smart. It'd be nice if the board was labeled to tell me which was which. Dun, dun, dun. I am not IFR rated. The old expression, IFR, I follow roads. All right, gentlemen. I am going to get my glasses real quick. Left them upstairs. All right, I'm back. I have my incredibly stylish Clark Kent glasses, and that is still pretty hard to see just because it's a very reflective material. So let me go ahead and oh, iPhones, where would we be without you? Hey, there it is. I see, said the blind man. Okay, well, I know what the other one is. Let's see. Well, it's interesting. I can tell you the story of my flying career. I've been a private pilot. I started flying when I got my first lesson when I was 13 years old. It was a gift. And I kind of caught the bug. And there's only so much flying you can do on a paper route. But did it through high school. I had my student solo permit by 15. Which, you know, as a kid, that's something. You know, you can't borrow your parents' K car, but you can fly an airplane anywhere within 50 miles without anyone with you. So that was always kind of a reality thing for you. Where can I am curious, how do they route these cables here? I wonder if I can, you know, I really can't stuff them in that rail because, you know, they're ribbon cable. Well, we will have that fight another day. Did the Civil Air Patrol. Yeah, thanks for the Trek comment. Yeah, I did Civil Air Patrol for a little while. I joined the military. Actually, I enlisted when I was 17. I went to boot camp and all that good stuff right out of high school. Signed up with my local Air National Guard. And my thought there was I was going to do a couple years in the Guard until I got my degree and then apply to fly fighters. And, well, it didn't quite happen that way because yours truly, once you got into college, kind of, you know, studying isn't so important, but it is. I am looking for the instructions on... Yeah, I have printed some really good 30-30 clips, but they just won't fit that ribbon stuff. And for right now, in case I got to remove anything, I'll come back to that. Let's go back to the wiring overlay here. Actually, this is going to work right here. And of course, it's upside down, so whatever. So, brown. Actually, where's my screwdriver? So let me come back over here so you guys can witness all of the fun down here. Hey, Minnesota Maker. Oh, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out here, guys. I know most of you guys are subscribers to my channel. If you aren't a subscriber, please consider becoming one. What's really, really, really neat is I haven't really been paying attention to subscriber numbers. I know a lot of guys obsess and whatever. Once I broke 1,000, my goal was to break 1,000 subscribers by summertime. And did that. That was fantastic because, of course, you know, YouTube raised the stakes on advertising revenue. You had to have over 1,000 subscribers and I think 4,000 hours of viewing time, and I had that a long time ago. But what's really cool is right now we're at like 1,920 or 22. I can't remember. It's something I saw this morning. So I'm just blown away that not only did I hit 1,000, but now I'm almost at 2,000. So really, really appreciate that. I've gotten some nice comments from people, and I've had a lot of people ask, well, how do you get that many subscribers? Well, maybe I ought to do a video on that because there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how you can get so many subscribers. Some people do contests, some people do all these cheesy things. I don't know. I found that the best way for me was to not harp on it, but I became active on other people's videos, other people I subscribe to. I would get in. When they made a video, I would comment. Hey, that's really cool. I like what you did here. And I guess just by happenstance, people would see those comments and go, well, who's that guy? So I think I've gotten more subscribers from being involved in other people's channels than any kind of advertising contest or stuff like that. So I think just being a good a good YouTube citizen helps out quite a bit. All right, so I'm looking at the back of this thing here, and I am also looking at the picture. Let's see. 1927. Wow. Yeah, you know, I've seen some people that have done contests, and there's one guy I follow quite a bit. I won't say his name because he's got a nice channel, and I don't want anything that I say to sound like I'm criticizing him. It's not fair. But he did a contest because he wanted to get over 1,000. And so everyone signed up to be on his website to get something free. I can't remember if it was a hot end or a printer or whatever. And then as soon as he had the giveaway, all the subscribers quickly went away. So he went to like 1,000 subscribers, then down to like 899 or something like that. And giving stuff away is very, very tough. As Ben, you may be able to chime in here with your legal background. There's a lot of states and there's a lot of laws involved in there. So to me, it's just not worth it. Yeah, being active on the Facebook groups is another good one. There's some people that will please subscribe, please subscribe. But I don't know. You guys are adults. Some of you guys have kids. There's a way to ask, and there's a way to be a nag. And some people don't know that fine line. There are some people that they do reviews on the craziest things, like filament samples and stuff like that, and they're just trying to stay up with the YouTube metrics, and I kind of roll my eyes at those, but if it works, it works. Okay, now that chatty time is over, let's get back to this. So I'm looking at where things have got to go, and I'm wondering if I should mount this up first so it's secure. So let's maybe do that. Let's put you someplace where you're not going to be in the way. Let's see, these cords are going to be way too long, so I'm thinking, see what I mean here? So I wonder if I put this guy here, and let's see where these wires are all going. Okay, so they're going to reach just fine. I'm just concerned that they might touch something they shouldn't touch. What do you guys think? Let me go ahead and give you a better angle. Dun, dun, dun. How does that look to you guys? So the back is going to be right there. Obviously, I'd like it to be right by the power supply, but those connectors are just way too close. So what do you guys think about that position? Because this is where it'll be from the back. Look at all those wires, huh? So, I mean, it's not going to be permanent, obviously, but I think just as a starting point. How was it I always grab the wrong Allen wrench? Okay, let's just put it here for now, because let me get this attached, and I'll do a better pan and zoom here for you to show you the hows and whys. Man, I got this wiring is everywhere. And I'll give that a big push. Okay. So, here, so the reason why it is there is because from the back side, otherwise those connectors would cross right on top of those terminals. Now these wires have enough room to get where they're going. So someone had mentioned making sure they have enough room to be where they're going to be. Yeah, switch would be nice on the side, wouldn't it? Well, then the question, well, you know, yeah, I'm out of frame. Are you talking about the picture or as far as where I want to mount this? Here's the thing. I mean, it could, let me go back to a different camera. You guys make a good point, okay? Here's, because Caleb said something, and Caleb, you're the all-star. You blurt stuff out that just makes perfect sense. You're going to be a great dad. So here's what I'm thinking. Caleb had mentioned putting on the y-axis, and let's see what we have for room to do that. Because if we do that, it would have to be way over here on this side, and I don't even know if the camera is going to, I gotta tip the camera down here so you can see that. There we go. And probably my logo is probably covering it up, so let me jack it up a little bit here. So let's let you guys think and ponder that for a minute. Here's my concern. I don't like the idea of running those AC wires that long. I mean, granted, I could use the black wire jacket that's already on a stretch cable and do it that way. What's Brian saying? Brian had a good idea. Let's see, Brian. Oh, you think in front of the power supply? Over here? Yeah, because my concern is I don't want to run wires that long. Okay, so let me just see if we're all on board. Okay, so Brian, this is for you. Are you proposing maybe adding the switch over here? Is this what you're thinking about? Dropping the switch? Yeah. Now, what we could do, because it's not a whole lot of fun running that much wire over and redoing all these connectors, damn it. Hear me out for a second. All right, so with this hacked piece of cord. So what we could do, because of course we don't want to have 3 dangling wires here with AC out to get you. So what we could do is we could take a strip of this, cut it, snip away what we need for those 3 wires right through here, and then just run it under the power supply to the leads there, and then add our connectors here. Does that sound good? Because then all that hard work I did with these connectors is all shot to hell. Okay, so son of a gun, I cranked that on there. You know, someone on the FolgerTech forums was asking about using red Loctite on these T-nuts. And I laughed a little. Boy, that would suck. Okay, so this, the proposed position for this is over here. So that this is now plugged into the side. What does everyone think of that? Well, unfortunately, the idea of running it through the frame and clips is, well, There's some logic to that. What you could do is, let me just hang that here for a second. Here's the thing. The 3030 channel in here, you can't get past because the T-nuts are in there, okay? And the same story on this side. And then under you can't get at because the power supply covers it up. So we're close. So then the fun part is figuring out how much wire we're going to need. So I'd say about this much to be safe. All right, where's my chompers? Jump. All right. Well, and that's just the thing. I have so many printers and so many workbenches that, you know, it would probably sit on something like this. So it really wouldn't matter. I mean, between the folding tables, I got a workbench here. I got the huge workbench out there with the FT5, the enclosures are. So we could certainly make it work. Now what I'm doing right now is based on where that switch is. Actually, we're going to be going under, so let's do that. So under, yeah, I'll have plenty of wire. Actually, maybe a little too much, but. And then here's the part that sucks, is getting this jacket off. This. And if anyone knows a better way of doing this, I would love to know, because getting this black jacketing off of this sucks. Let me make sure I'm answering everybody in the chat, because you guys have had some really, through the clips, yeah. You know, you said it right, David. I mean, it's kind of too bad he didn't take advantage. I'm sorry, you're watching my hands. There's a spot right here that would be a great spot for that power supply. And boy, I could MacGyver this and do it too. How would that mount to a 2020 rail? Nah, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Careful with a sharp knife. Did I mention that a couple days ago I tried to do this on my own, and I basically carved my thumb up? And as an IT guy, it got to bother me all week long. Where is my razor blade? Okay, so how come these Stanley razors never work right? Here we go. Roll you a little bit more. And how badly did I cut into the wires? I cut into the wires. Son of a biscuit. Score, and you know, that's a really good idea. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting. Thanks, Todd, for the tip. That's a good idea. This is working much better this time. Just gotta give this a little bit of a cut here. Ah, perfect. Okay, so I should probably actually cut this a little bit further back. But now that I've been educated on the right way to do this, Okay, this is actually going a little bit better than next. That's why I said carefully. Hey, you guys are a good influence. Let's see, snips. All right, so we're getting there. I don't know what this coating on this wire is. And well, this razor blade gets me. Okay. So then it's too bad I gotta throw those connectors away. All right. Okay, well, I wish they sold these individually. Now I have a bunch of the disconnect pairs where I only have the male side. Yeah, you are correct. I've done that with my R2D2 build. I have so many small pieces of wire of every size and gauge that I haven't dared throw anything away. So looking at these connectors, so just kind of measuring, yeah, so actually we have to remove a little bit more of this jacket here, just so I have some space where the connectors go in there and then they can actually pair off. Let me just see here. Score and bend it was for the win, by the way, Todd. Thank you. I have learned a lot from you guys in the last couple days. I've seen a lot of other people do live feeds or live streams, and some of them it's just like, well, I didn't really learn a whole lot, but it was kind of entertaining. But for me, hanging with you guys has been very educational. What size are you guys? Let's go with that. You look like 16. And there's 3 of these guys. Let's see if I need to remove any more material or not. Trolling for dollars. Haven't seen you in about a week or so. Good evening. All right, so this guy has a pretty tiny orifice for that wire to get in. Yeah, okay. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of looking to see how far down the connector it's going, whether it's really making contact or not. And we'll do a continuity check since you guys have me so well versed in the multi-tester. Because these guys are pretty tiny. I've got this, it almost feels like talc or something, coating inside the wiring there. So every time I spin the wires, my hand just spins over the metal, but doesn't do any kind of tightening. You've been working every day. Wow. Well, hopefully you're getting all kinds of overtime and all that other good stuff. All right, so get this guy up. And tug. Good. Did one earlier today when I gave it the tug. It popped right out. Like, son of a gun. If you guys are just tuning in and wondering what in the world are you watching, a dude with a Star Trek shirt twisting his hands around? My name is Paul. This is my channel where nerdy is cool. We're doing the FolgerTech FT-i3 build. I'm sorry, FT-i3 Mega. And right now we're doing some modifications to the wiring. We're wiring in a switch, which the original kit does not come with. Okay. It feels like you're in there. And we're also changing the location of it because, son of a gun. Okay. So hopefully the switch location will be convenient. Salary's no good. No, I feel your pain, buddy. I work for a state, so get paid once a month and get asked to do all kinds of stuff. Well, that connector is not my friend. Alrighty, let's try this connector, see if it'll play nice. And it will. Okay, give your tug. You're in there. Well, this connector has me concerned because this is my last one and it's really a bear to make a good solid contact in it. Yeah. I thought I had more of these, but well, it is in there. I'm going to refine you a little bit harder. It has a harder plastic shell than the other ones. Just cracked my knuckle doing that. Okay. Yeah, and the monthly thing, you know, people are always going, wow, you get paid monthly. That must be an awesome paycheck. We get paid on the last business day of the month. And holidays like Christmas coming up, you really got to plan ahead for. Okay, so, I got plenty of cord. So a little on the long side, but just to be sure. So let's do this one more time. Let's see, last time, how far did I go? Not that much, okay. So I think, let's go a little extra. Score, score, score. The problem with getting paid once a month is you get that big giant lump in your paycheck and you're like, whoa, I can buy some toys. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. I gotta buy groceries by the middle of the month and gas and everything else. So budgeting is essential. Wow, that came off way easier. Okay, so this time we are doing the, okay, these are my female ones for the switch, so this time I am doing the connectors for the power supply, and I can't use those, but we'll use them for another build. Okay, so this time around we have the connectors for, sorry, I'm aiming at cameras that I don't have turned on. So we're using these dudes for the connections to the power supply. Those should be okay. Oh man, is that for real? Is there really a hole in the insulation? There is. Damn it. I was just looking at the wires here, and this one has a eensy-weensy little nick in it. So I don't know if I can get away with, right over here, I don't know if I can get away with just covering that with electrical tape and call it good or what. I just noticed that tiny little nick. Little black tape? Okay. I have black tape. I can. What the hell is this for? I get the wrong connector. And I don't remember which toolkit I had that in. Must be the one upstairs that I have all my R2D2 stuff in. Well, the shrink tubing I have, you know, it's a little too late. It won't fit over this. I was looking around at one of those assorted packs of shrink tape or shrink tubing at Lowe's, and no value there, I'll tell you. But we'll check the electrical tape. Okay, so now what I'm doing right here, I'm just want to make sure that this isn't peeking out too far, and it kind of is. So snipper, let's shorten you up about that much. Where's Mr. Crimper? Right there. Okay. And I like to keep on crimping so that's good and flattened out. Okay, how does that rate, gentlemen? I wish the focus would play nice tonight. Come on, camera. There you go. Maybe. Dear Santa, Paul needs some additional cameras, especially one where the focus isn't so wonky. I'm trying to remember, it's a Logitech 610 or something. Actually, I stole it from one of the printers. Actually, if I recall, this is the one I stole from the FT-i3. I got, how many of those do I have? 6? Yeah. using all my Harbor Freight tools, which, you know, you guys know how those are. Seriously? Come on. Oh, you cracked. Well, that's why they are so cheap. Yes, I do. Cameras and crimpers. Hit the tip jar. Oh, well. Okay. This time, with enthusiasm. Oh, yeah. I flattened out pretty good. That's... Why is that camera focus? You know, I know why. I gave it a compliment earlier, and it's just bit me in the ass ever since. So Caleb, is this child number one, or is this your? You've been down this road before, or? For those just tuned in, our friend Caleb is just became a dad recently. So definitely big kudos to him. Oh, yeah, that sound you heard was my thumb getting squished. But I didn't yell, I didn't shriek, I just... There we go. Another day living the dream. All right, let's pull on this. You're in place, you're in place, you're in place. Okay. First boy, 8 pounds, 6 ounces. That's a big kid. Geesh. That's a good sized baby. I hope you didn't make your wife walk home or jog or anything like that. Whew. Yeah, a friend of mine, they just had their baby. Actually, 4 or 5 of my friends have all had babies in the last couple weeks. You were there for the fun parts. Okay, so we got this. As mentioned, we have to address this little nick in the green wire. So electrical tape is in one of these drawers. I know I got a brand new roll in the R2D2 toolbox, so let me grab that. Okay, got the good stuff. Yeah, really, where's the thumbs up, guys? Come on. All right, so if you're just tuning in, dun, 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 we are, this is the FolgerTech FT-i3, and it's the Mega. It's a CR10-like printer. It doesn't have a power switch. It's set up to be directly plugged in the power supply, and that's how it works. And we're not fans of that. We want a switch. So we have a switch, and we're going to plug that in a moment here at these connectors. First of all, once I get, I want to do two things. Oh, so the nick is okay. Well, I'm still gonna tape the piss out of it. Yeah, really, no attention deficit disorder here, right? I was just saying something, then I looked at the buffer. Well, first, welcome. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Paul. We're Nerdy is Cool. Would love to have you as a subscriber, so go ahead and hit that button. Okay, get that out of the way here real quick. And what I'm doing is one of these wires looks like it has a little bit of a nick to it. And there's nothing peeking out of it at the moment. But just to be super squirrel safe, we're going to wrap this guy up. Okay, I am not an electrician. I'm a computer IT guy. For 20 some odd years, I've fixed printers and computers and stuff like that. And in my, well, I'd say my new job, for the last 3 years, I work for a university. I oversee the online learning system. If you guys take courses, you may know Blackboard, so that's what I run. So, but yeah, I think my basic electronics did an okay job here. Let me look at the buffer real quick here. Aha! Well, let's take a slight detour because I think that's a great question. Well, it's funny that you should ask that because back here somewhere, before the cats knock it over again. Someone's asking me about my R2-D2, so this is my, I had two R2-D2s, and this was the skins for the second one. Basically, my second R2-D2 was my spare part for the first. And let me sit down here so you can actually see me. Now, you're asking about the skins. So what I did is, obviously you can see I CNC'd a few little features here. Added a couple little doors, insets. I also made the sticker that you see. This is the same thing you see on the Empire Strikes Back. What's really interesting about that decal, and I'll give you a better view of it here. As you know, the R2 builders always do research on everything, and that font is called a Rubish. And I'm doing a really poor job of getting the camera in front of it. Sorry, I'm kind of looking at the screens here in reverse. So that's your Rubish font, and many of us were wondering if there was something, you know, substantial as to, you know, what did it say, what did it mean? And it basically just says, warning, don't put your finger in the hole, high voltage. No secret messages, no goose, no Easter eggs. That's it. So these skins, I bought these, God, maybe it was over 10 years ago. And they are two layers. They're two layers of aluminum. There's an inner and an outer skin. And that's why these have this beveled-like edges here. I didn't paint my inner skins. I think by not painting them, it really brings out the lines and makes the skins look a bit more complicated. But what I did is when I received mine, yes, I did sand them. It takes a lot of work with the hand sander or the mouse sander. The mouse sander seems to work especially well. And then I used an etching primer because the problem with aluminum is that aluminum is very quick to self-corrode. You know, once you sand it, it immediately starts to cloud up. So what you want to do is after sanding it, I wiped it down with acetone to clean it, and then I use an etching primer. It's kind of like an olive green duplicolor is what I used. And then several coats of the Rust-Oleum Satin White. And I want to say this probably has 2 or 3 coats. I haven't used a clear coat on this. There's nothing protecting it. As you can probably see if I do close-ups, you can see where it's been bumped and bruised and chipped over, you know, all the years that I've had it sitting out here. So if it gets that bad, I just sand it and blast it with another coat of the satin white. So I hope, and also once you lay these skins, you know, on top of each other, I don't know if you asked this question as well. What grit did I start with? Well, first you want to start with the roughest. So what I did is I started with 80, and then I went to 120, and then 220 and 320. where it gets really, really smooth. And yeah, then wipe it down, acetone, etching primer, and then paint away. The inside of my skins has all kinds of JB Weld holding in those pieces. Sorry, there's a little bit of a detour here from our printing, but nice little infomercial here if you're ever curious about R2 building. What I'm using to hold in the detail piece, this is silicone. Just the clear, I think it's the store brand at Lowe's. What I like about this is it goes on like rubber cement. It has that kind of texture to the top of it. And if you want, you can either pull that out or rip it off, or you can use solvents to remove it. But what I like is that because R2 bounces around so much, I found that JB Weld would crack, whereas this stuff does a really good job of absorbing the shocks. So it's kind of goopy to remove, but it holds up over time. And I've had my, let's see, I started my first R2 in 2003, up and running since 2009, so almost 10 years. So there, kind of a little segue here from 3D print building, but yeah, Caleb asked a great question, and he's one of the smartest people in the chat, so I wanted to entertain him. So this is done. Now, before we get into this switch thing, let's do something really, really smart. Let's check the continuity and make sure these wires work. Because if they don't, I will either cry or have a very immature tantrum. So, all right. Let's put you here, and let's talk to green. I have a green. Do I have a blue? I do. And do I have a brownish red, whatever you are? Oops, back. I do. Okay. Yeah, the silicone. I'm going to keep this handy because we'll test the switch with the new wiring. Yeah, the silicone has served me very well over the years. All right, so based on all the great advice you guys gave me, let's do this. Well, that's going on way too loose. Let's fix that. Well, these Harbor Freight connectors are kind of, what's the word I want to use? Suck. Okay, one more time with enthusiasm. Let's see you fit. There's still, this is not the answer I was looking for. Oh yeah, I pissed it off that time. Good. All right, and now blue to blue. All right, and green. There. Well, that's kind of cool. They also mostly suck. Yeah, exactly right. Okay, so here we are, and who had this great idea? Who do I blame if this looks awful or sucks? Wasn't this Matt's idea? Is Matt gone? Did Matt dodge us? Who came up with this crazy idea? All right, so we're attaching this thing here. The only thing that went through my mind is that that power cord in this thing could be a lot of fun. So that is done. So now we get to do the power supply side. So how do I run these wires so they're not in the way of anything? Well, actually, they're not bad. Let me put a different camera to work on us. I got stuff everywhere, don't I? Is that going to be high enough for you guys? There we go. So I think we're doing good keeping stuff out of the way for the most part. Oh, trolling for dollar taking off? Okay. Hey, Todd. Yeah, hey, I love hearing from other R2 builders. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about mine over the years. Let's see. L is going to be our brownish tan guy. Let me start paying attention to this really closely. Okay. Now my N should be this blue dude. There. Okay, and then this green dude is our ground. Okay. Somebody check my work and make sure all is well, please. I was just going to say, where's my focus? But there it is. Okay, so L is red. N is blue. And G, or actually in the power supply, it just shows you that symbol there, is ground. Hey, TrueTech. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So this thing's kind of a big wiring mess. Oh, you know what? Yes, you have mentioned a great idea. That's a symbol for chassis ground? Okay. So we do have this little wire strap a doodle here, which do I have this wire strap going the right way? Maybe. Boy, it's going to just barely thread on that, but yep. If that was a pair of pliers, where would I hide? Boy, turning that screw right into the sharp edge. It was my knuckle. Again. Okay, well. Come on, camera, focus. You can do it. You can do it, camera. Focus. So that's sort of in there. Let's move our, I think that concludes move that. Oh, well, at least this frees up the back of the printer, and we can again look at trying to contain some of this mess. What's going on back here? Wow. How much of this can I push into that grill? Or out of the channel? Alright, that's when these guys come in really handy. Okay, well at least the back of the printer is freed up a little bit. This way the Y-axis and all the crap that's going to go moving around back here has some room. I want machines that build themselves. Okay, so there it is. We have kind of I don't know what to do with these ribbon cables. If anyone has a good idea, I am certainly open to suggestions as to how to run these. If I can squish those up inside, that'd be kind of nice. I don't think I can, though. No. See, I really don't want them to be messing with that power supply at all. So what we got, and let me go to that camera right there. So what we've done is we've kind of done some MacGyver. We've come on, camera, play nice for me. So we I made this faceplate thanks to Caleb's help, and now we have a switch on the side here for turning the printer off and on. Of course, it's a little wonky having the power supply off to the side, but with a power cord. But that's, you know, so be it. Hopefully, it works. The ACM, yeah, I see you guys talking about the ACM corners. They are nice, but the only sad part is, man, they're sharp. they will chew you up. During the build process, I've learned that firsthand. Okay, all these wires and leftovers here, I gotta store that in the miscellaneous drawer. Busted connectors. So I'm pretty happy the way that looks. That was a really good idea, Matt. I mean, look, let's see. According to this, I have 10 viewers. Wow, this is awesome. Hey, do me a favor, guys. If you're not already a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, do we have any thumbs up? We have 8 thumbs ups. That's fantastic. So if you haven't already given me a thumbs up, please do so. I'm going to look at the directions here real quick. We're going to find out what the next step is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It's going to be power up. And may God have mercy on our souls. Hey! Thank you, Braxton. Look at that. We got the Korg. We got the Corgi jumping around. The Corgi's happy. Corgi's happy. Corgi's happy. I've had a lot of coffee. Sorry, guys. Very cool. The tip jar is still empty, but that's okay. I've got you guys here. I got company. That's cool. Countersink. Yeah. Yeah, my FT5 build had some rough stuff. Oh, that reminds me. I got to show you guys something. Because these things are rare, and I just want to show you that they really, really exist. an upcoming video. Would you like to guess what this stuff is? It's a really big box. I bet it has something aluminum in there. And I'll give you a hint. It's from my FT5. Anybody want to guess? And keep it clean. 713 Maker, you are correct. Yeah, I've had my name on his list for a long time, but apparently he doesn't go by that list. I guess he goes by the, on his web store. If you put in, notify me when they're in stock, that's the one. I had put my name on for the Deluxe. I wanted to have the heated build plate. I wanted to have the upper plates and the bed plate. And he doesn't have them right now. But one of my friends, James, he usually tunes into my channel here. He said, "Hey, that dude was just pointing out that he has extra heated beds and beds available right now." So I'm like, well, it's Christmas time. I really shouldn't be spending money on myself. But he said, "Dude, you got to do it." So that's what I did. So that's what this is. I still need. The problem with the melamine, as you guys all know, if you have the FT5R1, the melamine is all warpy, and my bed has been warpy since day one. So this will replace that. The other thing I need to do is I need to replace the upper plates. I mean, I modified the Y idlers, and that's worked out great. That uses the 608 bearings now, but and I'm using the X gantry from 713 Maker. So I really want to upgrade this printer now because I really want to be able to be using it, but I only want to take it apart once. So I'm hoping he'll have not only the upper plates, but the adapter. I can't remember what he does. He does something different for the Y-axis. He also has a different Z-axis setup. So I'm hoping that Mr. White at 713 Maker will have those in stock soon so I can purchase them. So. But yeah, that just showed up a day or two ago, and super psyched about that. Oh, my filament, my filament wall. The lightweight extruder mount is really cool. My FT5 is using the Titan Arrow. I got really lucky. Mine doesn't have the problem with the bearing. Some of the early Titan Arrows had problems with bearings. The other thing is I went with a pancake motor, and a lot of people said, oh, pancake motors, they're more trouble than they're worth. And I can tell you, I went through hell and back getting the E-steps, and a lot of people said that they got clicking or they overheated. Fortunately I was smart, and this doesn't happen very often to me, I bought two from the manufacturer that makes them, and both of them have been fine. So when that printer is printing, the problem I have with the bed being warpy is if I print just directly in the middle and I level for the middle, I get some really, really great prints. If I'm trying to print big stuff where the outside edges are level but the inside is, and I've tried shimming it and everything else, it just can't do it. I either wind up with a really nasty print where it's lifted off the bed and blocks the nozzle, or it just doesn't work at all. So. The other thing I need to do, and if you guys have one, let me know. Please paste it in the comment section below or in the chat. If you're seeing this on the replay, I am looking for a really good filament mounting system where I can mount the spool on the back of the FT5. I'd like to find something where I can do that to the back. I don't like these things that have the filament up top. And with the FT5, what happens is that, and I'll give you a demonstration here. What happens with the FT5 is that, so we got our, let me go way back here. Let me make a mess here. So what happens is, okay, let me make a big spool here. So the FT5 will go back and forth, and then, oh, look, oh, I got more filament untangling. And then when it goes back, it'll catch. So it likes to lasso itself. And don't worry, this is my piece of crap G-Tech. I'm not worried what happens with that at all. G-Tech, not my favorite manufacturer. All right. So we've done that little segue. Dun, da, da. Yeah, you don't want to add weight to the frame. BL Touch and auto bed leveling. You know, the BL Touch, I haven't done anything with those because I've had really good luck with these guys. The Easy ABL probes that Tim Hooglin from TH3D sells. I got this. This is one of the his newer ones. This is the thinner probe, the 12 millimeter. I have a bunch of the 18 millimeter ones. I'm using that on the CR10, the TiVo, and the other CR10. But this one of the guys made a BL Touch mount for the FT-5 that uses the 713 Maker extruder mount and the Titan Aero mount. And what was cool was he added the BL Touch, and the way that he has it in there, I was looking at the size of it, and it's like 10 millimeters. So I asked him, I said, can you make that a tad wider to fit the Easy ABL probe? He's like, well, I don't have one to try, but sure. So he did. So I'm hoping once I get the FT-5 all apart and put back together again, I will plug one of these guys in, and what we'll do is I'll have my Easy ABL supported with the FT-5. And the other thing is, sorry, I'm kind of on a rant here right now. The other thing is, if you are a user of the Easy ABL, Tim also makes the unified firmware. If you have a CR10 or TiVo or any of these Chinese printers, you definitely know his stuff. He also has support for the FT-5 in his unified firmware. So if you've been trying to figure out how to update your firmware or get it to the latest version, he may have saved you a step. That's kind of cool. Dun, dun, dun. Wall-mounted holders are good too. The only problem I worry about with the FT-5 is that because just the way it's, see the filament being way up there, it just binds up. I'd like to have it behind. And you know what has me spoiled that way is the Ultimaker does it really well. They have the spool in the back and the extruders in the back, and it pulls right up. So whereas my FT-5 is direct drive like this thing is, it's a little bit different. Yeah, you see, you're thinking the way I am too, Brian. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And also, you know, it might help protect the filament a little bit too. Is I have a bunch of Capricorn tubing, so I could definitely, you know, route plenty of tubing from the filament spool to all the way to the extruder if I wanted to. So let's look and see where we are in the instructions. So we've gone ahead and we have done the wiring. And let's make sure I haven't missed anything stupid. We did run the cables for, yep. Oh, a solid doodle. I haven't heard of those in about 2 years. Were you the one that was on the, okay, because someone was saying they had trouble flashing their board, and we're going to be doing that very shortly. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to mine. So, hey, look at this. Congratulations. We get to go on to the next step. All right. So, drum roll, please. Let's close all tabs. And let's see. Well, we got the firmware. Good luck with this, sir. Oh, boy. Should I take a drink first? Would this be a good time to bask in my glory? Hey, I've built it. This is great. This is wonderful. Let's keep this moment for a minute. No, it's not gin or vodka. It's just water. I'm a health nut. What can I say? I'm at that gym every day. All right. So now that I've had that wonderful refreshment, let's take a look at what I need. I can see that on looking at their website here, we have the 8mm upgrade.zip to a backup first. I don't think there's anything on this thing, to be honest with you. Okay, so boom, boom, double click. Yes. Download. All right, let's make it easy. Let's have this thing go into the FolgerTech i3 Mega folder. And that is completed. Okay. And we have 7-zip, and we're going to extract that. Okay, so there we go. There's our stuff. Okay. All right, I'm not going to mess with that until the instructions say to. I don't know what all this stuff is for the RCP and other stuff. Looks like what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to have to give up one of my cameras in order to plug in by USB. But before I do that, let's go to his guide. Okay, well, so we want this. All right, yeah, so let's go ahead and download the setup manual. And I'm just doing this so we can get rid of Chrome, because Chrome is a resource hog. And here we go. So we're going to be good. We are going to follow the directions. Triple check my wiring, make sure. Okay, so we got to look at the firmware, blah, 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 and that we have done. Oh, so he's, okay, so the RCP files, okay. Oh, yeah, if I recall, he's using a Repetier host, right? Is that what that is, RCP, a Repetier host file? Marlin folder, huh? Well, there it is. Yep, Marlin FT-i3 Mega. Yep. Yeah, I have the IDE. Okay, Marlin, I know. All right, fire in the hole. Okay, so I'm running a fairly new version of this. So I'm hoping my version gets along with his. Here we go. So let's go back to his directions real quick. I shouldn't need to do any firmware modifications to get the printer running. The majority of changes we need to make in the communication, we will discuss this later on. Okay, now this, no, I don't have the, I'm sorry, I'm just going through the instructions step by step because first of all, I don't want to jump any steps, and if anyone else follows this video tutorial in the future, they can mock how slow it took us to get there. But what I'm going to do is, so I have to unplug camera number, oops, shit, wrong camera. Sorry guys, come back. Come back to me. There it is. And, uh-oh, I got missile lock on me. There I am. Okay, let's pull this USB cord. Okay. The audio is missing. I was talking and you couldn't hear me. So it turns out, and I forgot this, this camera does all of the audio because it just works out very, very well. So the wireless mouse will have to go away, and I'll have to use the insane touchpad. It's late. The caffeine's wearing off. I am so sorry. So what we have is, okay, so it says to not bother powering this thing up yet, which is fine. I want to enjoy this printer before I plug it in and it lights up like a National Lampoon Christmas tree on me. All right, so we're going to plug this in. Holy shnikes, we have life. All right. Dun, dun, dun. And why is that camera not adjusting the way it should? What if I deactivate you and then activate you? Ta-da! Look at that! We have a green light. So we have that much going. And I just want to point out that not only do we have a green light, we don't have any blue smoke, and the damn camera's in focus. We're flying, guys. We are flying. Okay, so let's look at the instructions. And doobie-doobie-doo. Okay, so we have to go to boards and we have to choose. Okay, so let's go to Arduino. And let's make sure we have the proper COM port. We do. And that works. 2560. Alright, so we got the right board. Got the right stuff. Whoops. I believe I should just have to upload and send it, right? Tools, ports, COM ports, blah, blah, blah. You are ready to upload. Oh boy. All right, gentlemen. You guys ready for this? We're ready to upload. Can you say pucker factor? And away we go. All right, behind the beer mug, which has no money in it, but let's not harp on that. Off we go. There goes our progress bar. Yeah, between coats of primer, yep. Okay, so we're just waiting for that green progress bar to do its thing. I don't either. I think if you click it, it does something. I think. I don't know. I haven't tried it from my end. Yeah, I saw the same thing too. I don't know how that works. I think there's a thing over here, because I know there's a show your support for where nerdy is cool, and there's a link in the description where it says support the stream, or there's actually below under that where it says tip me here. All right, what's my progress bar doing? Let's get serious. 14 viewers, wow. Okay, so if you guys are wondering what the hell you walked into, my name is Paul. This is my channel where nerdy is cool. Oh, look at that. We have a green progress bar in the lower right. We are uploading the firmware to our brand spanking new, newly assembled, nothing on fire yet, FolgerTech FT-i3. It says compiling sketch, and I'm hoping we don't get any error messages.
I'm broke, so it's painting tips. Yes, exactly. I understand that. I'm so broke I can't pay attention. Let's see. Oh, okay, Caleb. Thank you. All right, so what's this thing doing here? You know, I didn't even think. Look, let's look at the LCD. Oh, the LCD is a big old block of nothing right now. Doobie doobie doo. All right, that green bar is still going, and we are still compiling sketch. Okay, well, we still have happy lights. Well, I am hoping this goes well. It would be fun to be able to see this thing move around, and I suspect we have a lot of tuning to do with the limit switches. Oh, wait. We got crap going on. Whoa. Is this good? Is this bad? Are the Cylons taking over my hardware? Look at the blue lights going like crazy. Okay, we're uploading, so it's receiving. There were no errors in the sketch. Okay. Like everybody else, I got a lot of questions about how well that stock head is going to work and everything else. Yeah, it is uploading. Okay, done uploading. Well, what could that mean? Let's take a look at the front of the printer. Ah, yeah, that's great. The front of the printer is a garbled mess. Not exactly the way I wanted it to cross the finish line here. But let me show you. Let me move to that camera here, because maybe that's just a result of Cyberdyne Systems. Awesome, awesome. Someone else was thinking it. Okay, so as best I can, that's what I got at the moment. I mean, I'm sure probably a reboot will fix that, but we'll see. Let me get some stuff out of the way here. And I'm just going to move this so that cameras can see. USB cord. All right. Well, I can tell you one thing I don't like is I wish that you know, this LCD was adjustable, because you really got to bend down to see it. Okay, trying to move some tools here. I don't want to put too much stuff away. So let's get back here. So someone was it True Tech or no? Or was it Braxton? Did you get this far? What happened to you when you did this? Because I am looking for next steps here. So congratulations, your board now knows what it needs to be a 3D printer. Wow. Boy, this touchpad's not a whole lot of fun to work with. Okay, so this is where we're at, and now, do we really have to do Repetier host? Oh, really? All right, so Okay, well, let's follow the directions. I'm assuming it wants the power cord and plugged in, but let's wait. 3D printer is on nature. Hello! I got $1! Look, I got Crazy Cat! Da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. Thank you. It does work. Ah, oh, I got $1. I can eat meat. This is going to be a good week. All right, let's see. I'm looking at the directions here, and for the guide, we're going to do this. All right, I already have Repetier host. Yeah, exactly. Replace the nozzle. Okay, so should I be? I'm trying not to be stupid here, but should I have the printer running on its own power now? I need to frame that for $1. Because he's talking about slicer setup and calibration, and these steppers aren't going to do anything under 5-volt power. But I do understand having the USB cord plugged in to do machine mode. Okay, so let's unplug this dude. This power cord is long enough. Yep. All right. Well, let's see if the surge. If the video suddenly goes quiet, I've blown the surge suppressor where everything's plugged into. Okay, now. So we have AC power plugged in. Are we ready? It's working. Okay. I had my doubts for a minute. And hey, look. Well, this is good. The bed and the nozzle are showing 18 degrees Celsius. Yeah, really, no smoke. I can hear the fan. Yeah. The horizontally mounted heat sinks are working perfectly. Thank you very much. Okay, so 13 viewers. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up because we've made great progress tonight. We have the power switch plugged into the side of the printer. The power cord is there. Gosh, we get everything in. We had to replace a bearing that was really, really lousy. I mean, it was, where is it? Did I throw it away? No, I don't think I did. It was bad. It was bad. It wasn't a whole lot of fun to get out and replace, but it's been done. So we have all of that set up. So I just wanted to kind of pause and say hello. I saw we had a lot of people on here. If you're not already a subscriber, please mash that button down in the corner and become one. Thank you guys for being here. So now we're getting to the fun part now. We are in the second manual here, and we are going to plug in via USB. That cord went somewhere down here. I need to upgrade a Sierra 10 S5 heat bed power supply. Oh, wow. That's one cold basement. Well, actually, it's not that bad down here. I mean, I got the electric heater running down here, so I don't know. It tends to be about 60, 61, so not terrible. And for 3D printing, just right. Okay, so we're plugging in via USB. This is a 24-volt system, yes. All right, so let's get back on track, gentlemen. And to those of you that are watching, I hope you're enjoying this. We haven't got anything moving yet. So far, we've powered on for the first time with our custom setup. We have no blue smoke. It's safe to touch metal things. And oh, here's the bad bearing. Hear that rattling? That's a bad. That's why I have used a very complicated way to, say bad. So my high-tech method of letting you know that I got a bad one. Well, the other power supply was 24 volts. It was only 330 no, I think it was only 300 something. It was 360 and this one's a 500. That's what it is. Okay. Viewers, are you ready to press our luck? Let's go for it. All right, so we're looking at the instructions, and he really wants us to use Repetier Host. Well, all right, fine. It's not my favorite program. I got S3D. That would have been much more fun, but so let's go into the R. Okay, Repetier Host, yeah. You get a bad USB port? Okay, now we're looking at his settings here. Oh, you know what? I should probably be clicking on one of his configuration files, right? Load. So if I go to my i3 Mega stuff, oh, this is, okay, I haven't downloaded the stuff that I need, right? Come on, back up. Oh, you know what? Let's get out of here too. Let's free up the port, just in case. Yeah, COM port's not free. All right, let's close this for a second, and let's get back in his Google Drive here. Let's go back here. Come on, Google Drive. Google's being really slow. Oh, David, you heading out? Okay, so these aren't the files I'm looking for. Like, these aren't the drawers I'm looking for. Okay, here it is. Print settings. All right, fine. Let's download that one. Download. Sure. Yahoo! Okay, we got that. Alright, now let's go back to his directions and let's make sure we haven't missed anything he's talking about. So we already got the Repetier system. Okay, download it, go to the standard installation. Alright, well, it looks like I need to blow this up a little bit here. Oh, well, I need both those files? Okay, I left them, I still have the link open over here. Let me grab that one too then. Thanks for the heads up, Brian. Okay, so that's been downloaded. Oh, do I? Okay, okay. So, wish I had my second monitor set up a little bit better here, but let's go ahead and let's go back to you. So, can I click load and load the file? Maybe. I thought I downloaded all this. Where'd it go? Oh, you bugger. I gotta do these manually. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, so let me go to printer settings. That's over here. I've only used this program twice, so bear with me. Alright, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this to my other monitor here, which is running OBS, but I just need it. Okay, and okay, so what we got to do is this is going to be okay. So we got to give it a name. So FT-i3 Mega. Okay. How's that look? That look good? All right. COM5 should be correct. 25,000 auto to track 127. Yeah, those should be fine. Then we got to go to what's the next step? You probably want the extruder, right? Yeah, extruder. One, 280, 120, 12. That's all correct. Okay, I think printer shape is the only thing we really got to fix, right? Yeah, okay, here we go. Boy, good luck with painting. Painting is hard. So is airbrushing. But airbrushing, if you do it right, it looks so good. Okay, so we got this. We got a 300 by 300 by 400 printer. So this is going to be 300. This is going to be 300. So then these guys are going to be 300 by 300 by 400, right? Yep. Okay, and then apply and okay. So now we see the correct shape on the screen. HD graphics 620, yep. Okay, the tabs on the right side of the screen are there for the majority of time for slicer, blah, blah, blah. Click on the slicer tab. It's this thing right here. Can I get rid of this bottom window? Yes, I can bring you way down. Do I really need all of this log right now? Okay, so I'm looking at his documentation here. The tabs on the right side of the screen. Click on a slicer. By default, the slicer setting will probably be on a slicer. Cura seems to produce better results, so select that instead. Well, it's already set to Cura engine. Okay, click on configuration. Oh, so I have an import setting? Included in a zip file in the Google Drive will be 2 preset files. These will be basic settings to get the FT-i3 Mega going. It is highly recommended that you experiment with settings, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so we're going to hit, and I got to go download them again because something went wrong. Download. Yeah, you're right there. Filament settings. Download. You know, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna... Okay. Oh, okay, they are there. One's an RCP, one is an RCF. Okay, I gotcha. So this one, okay, I'm thinking out loud here, guys. So I'm learning. So we want to click on import, and I think on this one we want the RCP. Yep, that's the only thing that's going to show up. Open. F is for filament. Okay, Brian, you're good. Okay, so that appeared, and then there we go. Okay, back over to the slicer tab. Where is my filament tab? Did I go too far? Move to the filament tab. Okay, I'm looking for the filament tab. Is it under the manager or the configuration? Nope. Am I just being stupid and not seeing it? Maybe if I close this, I'll see stuff. Oh, how did I miss that? Okay, let me go back to printer settings. Hang on. Click on manager. Okay. Go back. Next to print, top left. You guys have me all confused too. Yay, we're all confused together. Yeah, because I'm just looking at the directions over here. Let's see, because okay, back to print settings. Okay, we've already done all this stuff, the extruder and the Okay, well, let me slow down. So here I am. This is where all the... How did I get myself lost? Well. Where's my filament settings? Here. Oh, okay. Are you thinking this? Somehow I got all the way to the top of that panel. Scroll up a little bit more. Aha! Oh, Brian, you are super patient. Okay, this tab right here. And then import. Okay, and close. Is there anything I need to save on this thing? Okay. Okay, so is there anything else I need to mess with while I am in here? Because I don't want to lose all these settings here after the fact. I press everything until something happens. Yeah, that's what I'm guilty of too. Okay. There was a save button on that screen. Well, let's double check because I'm pretty sure I hit it. Yep. i3 filament settings. Save. Close. And okay, I'm looking at the so what I'm looking at now, let me scroll this. Oops, sorry, I got this touchpad is not my friend here sometimes. Okay, so your i3 Mega should be connected via USB from the firmware upload process. Make sure you have selected COM port and click connect. Alright guys, let's hold on to our rear ends and see what happens. Well, let's try again. In defense, I had the Arduino software plugged in there, so and what we can do real quick is let's look at device manager and well, whatever. Come on, device. Thank you. Okay, let's see what my ports are. My ports are, drum roll please, 4. Okay, that's the problem. Oh, here we go. Apply. Okay, baud rate might be correct. Oop, I had it. Holy shnikes, she's connected. Yep, there's, yeah, look at that. We got temperature readings. Yeah, temperature is 17.89. Well, here's a cool thing. At least the bed and the hot end are reporting the same things. Cool. So that's cool. Let's shrink that down. So let's go to manual control, and I suspect I know what the requests are going to be. On the right side of the panel, go to the manual control tab. Yeah, I think that's where I just was. Manual control, yeah. Okay, as we can mainly send G code, the 4 house icons, left, right, home, X, Y errors, blah, blah, blah. We see room temperature. Oh man. Well, so now we got 2 new stepper drivers. Where is my ceramic? Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have some fun here playing with steppers and trying to remember which freaking one is what. X, Y, Z, and E0, right? Yep. Okay. See if it moves first. Doesn't say anything about moving it though. But let's have a little fun. All right, Z. Let's. I don't see where the Z-axis moved at all. I'm not going to home anything. You're connected, right? Yeah. Well, this thing, I'm clicking this thing to move things, and nothing is moving. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you are in manual. Manual control. Let me go right back here so you guys can see. Okay, so I'm just I'm in manual control. So am I correct? Where's jog mode? Yeah, the bottom has all kinds of stuff going on. It's just telling me the bed temps. See, I would expect because I am assuming if I click these things, I was under the impression things will move. Home X first, it says. So do I have to, well, holy crap. Holy shnikes. Crap is moving. All right, let's try Y. Let's see what happens there. Okay, I get it, you're not happy. Okay, for some reason Y wants to use that limit switch where it doesn't. So I wonder why the... I just powered it back on. So I wonder why Y is trying to home at the front. Let's try Z. Y is reverse. Well, how do we fix that? In firmware. But we're running the right firmware. Hang on. He doesn't say in the documentation we have to fix that. He said the firmware is all set to go. Let's double check though. On repeater settings. Okay, hang on. You guys are throwing a lot of good suggestions at me here. So, but why would the Y-axis be reversed? The wires only go in one way, though. I mean, the connectors are keyed, right? Hang on, let me unplug stuff. Which connector am I reversing? The one, well, it shouldn't matter, I guess, right? Yeah, but see, the connectors are keyed. So that's my question for you. The firmware isn't matching up. Well, let's take a look at the firmware together. Let's take a quick look. Let's see what it's set at. Where is my Arduino? Doobie-doobie-doo. Actually, I don't need Arduino. I need to go right here. Well, let's just check it out. So, configuration H, where is that going to be? Because obviously the connectors are notched, so they can only connect one way. There's a couple multiple chats going, so I don't know which one is addressed to me or not. Okay, configuration H. It's conditions rather, sorry. So we are looking for baud rate's 25.5. We want motion. We need a proper Vulkan in here. Brian, you're okay. What are you telling me to do, Brian? Let's see. Repetier post config. Printer settings. Oh, you're gonna hang on. You're gonna tell me to invert something, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, hang on. I can do that. And printer tab. Invert y-axis. Yes. You guys are good. It's not your first rodeo, is it? All right. Let me go to... very good. You guys are good. Let's go to Device Manager. Let's figure out what port I'm plugged into. It's probably 4, but let's double check. No, I don't want Microsoft Edge. Come on, Microsoft. Just... Yes. All right. Place your bets. 4. It's 4. Woohoo! All right. So connect. Okay. Let's see what happens this time. What's going on here? I'm guessing it's not seeing the setting. Let's try that again. Config, print settings, invert directions of controls for a y-axis. Apply. Try disconnect, connect. Okay, well let's have X. All right, well home X. Okay, X is homed. Let's move X over. Okay, that's moving really well. Well, there's no, the end stop for Y is in the rear, so I don't know why the printer is going to the front. That's the mystery. So, Y. Yeah, see, it's doing it again. Come on, stop. Yes, okay, and there goes 2 of the bed screws. It's a pretty good rattle. All right, so why is that not working, guys? Let's go back, make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm pretty sure I did it right. Printer, config. Yeah, so we tried that. It doesn't seem to want to read that. Caleb wasn't paying attention. Good grief. Thought you were my biggest fan. All right, so let's get out of this and dun dun dun. All right, so let's get out of Repetier for a moment. And let's look at our firmware. Keep adjusting everything. If you guys spot it before I do, please let me know. I don't think I missed it. Movement settings, here we go. Okay, I have stopped for a minute because I think someone messaged saying stop, going too quick. Okay. Access steps per unit. I'm not seeing anything that says the invert. Are you? Okay, Control F. Ah. So maybe we want to set this to false. And we all agree. All right. Let's get this thing connected. COM4, yeah. All right, so and away we go. There goes that green bar we know so well. I wonder if cables are just wired differently or something. As I'm looking, and they're all red, yellow, red, gray, yellow, blue, or green rather. Red, gray, yellow, green. So I don't know why that's set up that way. I wonder if anyone else has run into this on their build. I'd have to check the group. Holy cow! It's almost 11:30. Yeah, that's a good point too. Oh, now what? Timeout communicating with the programmer. Selected serial port. I wonder if Repetier host is still running. No, and COM port 4 is open. Repetier is running. Oh, look at that. You jerk. Disconnect. My bad. That's kind of a newbie mistake. Try again. Brian, you're on top of this. This is great. I thought I had done that. I honestly did, but in my excitement. All right. Well, I laid out a couple of boxes on the floor here while I was working on this printer and a couple of the parts that arrived, and right now if you hear thumping around back here, the cats are having a field day in them. Also, I feel compelled to let you know that if you hear a jet engine running in the background, that's my furnace. Welcome to Maine. I think we're in the teens tonight. Yeah, if you haven't seen my other videos, I'm a big fan of Octoprint. I got Octoprint cases all over the place here, and need to put one on this one here eventually as well too. The other thing I like is Octoprint Anywhere, so I can use that from anywhere, especially if I'm at the gym or something or at work. And your views on leaving your 3D printers unattended at home, everyone has, their different trust values, and obviously safety is important, but I've had no problems with mine. Hey, upload is underway. We have blue lights going like crazy over here, just in case you were wondering. San Antonio. I haven't been to San Antonio since the summer of 1988. That's when I was in boot camp for the United States Air Force. Oh, that was a good time. Back when I was 18 years old. Okay. Done uploading. All right. Gonna good old Ackland, exactly. All right, I'm gonna unplug this, and I'm gonna. My power switch doesn't power off. Why is that, guys? The hell? Yeah, the power switch won't power all the way off. Son of a gun. So my switch, what the heck is wrong with this thing? All right, we did all that work to have a power switch, and now it looks like we don't have a power switch. Okay. See, it's in the on position, but when you try going to the off position, it won't do it. We went through all this work to have a power switch, and the damn thing won't. Build a kit, they said. It'd be fun. All right. So we're yours did this too, Brian? But the USB is unplugged. Loosen what screws? The US cable is right here. Oh, okay. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff coming across the chat buffer right now, so I must have missed that. Sorry about that, Brian. Okay, I am wondering if I should try homing this from the menu, or should I do it through Repetier host? What is your vote? I'm going to close our Arduino. And yeah, I could, well, let's look at the problem. I mean, I can unplug it from the side of the printer versus having to unplug it from the wall. So for all that work, that's all I've gained. Okay. Brian says Repetier host. Caleb says try the menu. No, the power supply is at 110. Really? The spring in the plug? Man, what is it? I even made a custom mount for that switch. Wow. So frustrating. All right. All right, let's see if we can get back into Repetier host. All right, are you guys ready for some noise? Let's try homing Y. Holy shnikes. Wow. Despite 5 hours of work on the power switch and the switch that worked one time. Oh, you can't make this crap up, right? Okay, so we have that. Let's home X. X is working. Shall we do Z next? All right. It's gonna take it a year to get down there, but it's the Z is lowering. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yeah, I was thinking the very same thing. Yeah, you weren't coming anywhere close. Yeah, that, as you can see from this vantage point here. Oh, sorry, this damn cord's in the way. We have quite a differential between where that switch is and where that print head's going to be. Alright, so one thing's for sure, this switch has to be a lot higher up. And from what I am seeing, it doesn't look like the, I don't see where that switch makes a, but it looks like it's going to contact the mount before it contacts the switch. Does that make sense? Is it just me, or does it look like it's going to touch the holder before it's going to touch the limit switch? Yeah, there's a couple. I've seen a few adjustable mounts on Thingiverse for this thing, so maybe that's something I want to look into. So, yeah, I mean, these are cheap little sensors, so if you bend that tab too much, you wind up with a piece of metal in your hand. All right, now we're back to this. Let's go look at his instructions again here. So now we have to calibrate the steppers. Well, you know what I did is on the FT-i3 I used the screw, the adjustable screw that comes out and makes contact. I wonder if I bet I could do that on this one too, because on the FT-i3 it's holding one rail. Okay. Yeah, but my problem. Let me just make sure I'm being clear here. You guys are talking about bending the tab and 10-minute repairs or 10-second repair. See, I'm wondering about, see the green up top here? I think it's going to touch the green before it's going to touch this. Yeah, I know so. So yeah, you're right. Either that tab's got to get bent or use a different adjustable mount. And I think the adjustable mount is going to be a better one. I'll look on Thingiverse tomorrow. I like the screw idea. I know, sorry, kind of adult. Holy crap, 3 hours into this. This is cool. Just wanted to say, if you have not already given the video here a thumbs up, please go ahead and go down below and, well, not only hit the thumbs up, but if you're not a subscriber already, subscribe. I would love to have more subscribers. My name is Paul, by the way. Welcome to Where Nerdy is Cool. The CR10 like printer, which is called the FolgerTech FT-i3 Mega, is up and running. We did all that work to plug in that switch, and it worked one time. Son of a... But anyway. Okay, so a couple problems we sorted out along the way. We took care of the wiring. We got that sorted out. You guys were very sharp finding we had to reverse the y-axis traveled. We had to reverse which way it goes in the firmware. We've uploaded that. That's worked very, very well. The front display is working just fine. So right now we're just working on the fine tuning. I really, really don't like this print head. It's huge. It's not my favorite design. I'm trying to be good, but I'm really tempted to put a Titan Arrow on there. So now we're talking about so here's what's interesting. The ranges they're giving for the steppers is tune the X and Y and E stepper data between 0.7 and 0.9 volt. Well, it's a pretty wide range. So fine. Okay. Here's my little. I used to have a ceramic screwdriver, perfect for this kind of stuff. What would be even better is a metal screwdriver and an alligator clamp, but I don't think I'm going to get that wish. So the best I can do is, and I'll do it with you guys all watching, so if there's a smoke show you can say you saw it. Let's move the printer around just a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Boy, you guys are really chatting up a storm here, so I'm trying to keep up with all the things you guys have been saying. Let's see, I don't need ohms, I need voltage. Yeah, 0.2 will be good. Okay, there was a visible difference between how the switch was supposed to line up and the physical flat surface. I'm trying to get a summary of what you guys were just saying there. All right, well, I'm going to focus on one thing first. First of all, let me get on negative power here. All right, who's good at taking notes here? Because we're going to look at X real quick, and X is at... Really? Come on. There we go. All right, negative... And you are at... Why is my damn multimeter keep on saying -1? Here we go. Didn't like that. So I am at 0.65. Well, I hear you there, buddy. I'm going to still move it up a little. Okay, I'm at 0.89, so we'll call that good. So we all in agreement that 0.89 is A-okay? Okay, then get on a negative terminal. And what am I on? Let's see, that was X, so now I'm doing Y. So let's take a look at Y. Y is 0.54, so that's quite low. So let's twist you up a bit. And Wow, 0.9. Not gonna argue with that. Actually, let me see if I can get the other one at 0.9. Just a little teeny tiny darn. Still 0.89. Son of a bitch. Ah, 0.92. Man alive. Can I get this? Can I get a name in? And 0.86. Oh, man, I really need an alligator clip. I just want them all to be the same. Screw it. it's staying right there. Switch issue check. I'm gonna have to scroll back and find out what you guys are saying. Okay, what did they say? Z should be 1.2. Yeah, you got a ways to go. Okay, it's 1.08, but it's supposed to be 1.2. It's 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give it a slight, ever so slight twist. One, 2, 6. That works for me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So now the last one is my extruder. Extruder was a 0.7 and 0.9, right? So let's find out. You're behind all these wires here. Yeah, 0.64. You gotta crank you up too. 0.85. Well, it's 0.85. Okay, that's good enough. At least we are within the preferred range. Okay, and you guys are saying test the hot end. Oh, we could do that. Let me catch up on the cat buffer, see what I'm missing. Alright, USB cord before I get whacked on it one more time. Let's see what you guys are saying and suggesting here real quick. Gave up 20 with a meter. Yeah, you know, I've had iffy results with the meters in the past as well too, but I figure, you know, it's a good starting point just to make sure they're within the right range. So yeah, the only thing that was bugging me was where we have all these wire wraps going around all this cabling. One of them was actually making contact with a stepper. I mean, it's plastic, so it won't do anything, but sometimes these straps have a little bit of metal in them, so I readjusted that a little bit. Pretty much at this point where I'm ready to call it a night, but I'm still wide awake, so let me see what else I can check here real quick. Let's see. There was on, well, there's no part cooling fan on that thing either. I'm not crazy about that. But let's look at what I'm going to do is real quick. Let me share my screen with you guys. What's out there for the FT-i3? Now this looks like an adjustable Z-stop. It's pretty recent. What the heck is this? What in the world is he doing? It's a lot of pieces. So he's basically made a little bit of a lever assembly to lift it up. And that might be overkill. I think the FT5 one might be a better one. Oh, hang on. Let's see what this one does. Yeah, the gear moves a stop. Yeah, look at this right here. That might be genius right there. Goes across. But where does it go? So he's hanging this, so he's clamping it across the top of the motor. Okay, I see what he's doing. Well, okay, that might be a way to do it. So this piece goes around the stepper, then he's got a nut holding the lever. Okay, then the switch is attached to that. Okay, that's not the worst idea. I'm trying to find, I think you know the one I'm talking about, Yusuf. Oh, I'm sorry, you all, sorry. FT5 Z-stop. Because I printed a couple of these back in the day, and it worked really well. It's similar to that. Boy, I wish well, you know what? I actually, I might have it in my, where, on my FT5. Adjustable glass holder. No problem, True Tech. Hey, if we get the juices flowing, that's okay. Adjustable glass holder. I got all kinds of idler glass holder. Filament guide. I've tried a bunch of filament guides just because I was having so much trouble with tangles. I don't think the dual end stop was. Yeah, that was a whole different build. No, I wonder where. Oh. FT5. Let's see about the limit switch. See what that brings up. The one I have literally clips around the rail, and it has worked so well. but it has the adjustable screw just like this. Ah, here it is right here. This is the one I use. So what do you think, you all? Yeah, because see, this is the one that clips on to the bed. When it comes up, it makes contact. This thing has been fantastic. That's worked very well on my 5. I just don't. I don't think that could be hacked though for the. Yeah, because it's a whole different way. I don't know. I guess that first one we found might be the way to go. I mean, I can set that up to put on the Ultimaker tonight. Well, that's the thing. There's no way to really attach that one. Let me go back to the one I just found. Come on, thingy. Go back to another one. That's the one. I think this one has the most potential right here. Alright, let's go get it. I'll throw it in there. And let's go here. Oops, come on. Right clicking on a touchpad. Will you stop it? Just right click. Touchpads drive me crazy. Just extract the bloody thing. Alright. Alright, first I want to unplug you. I'm going to get my wireless mouse back because this Acer touchpad is being stupid. There we go. That's what I want right there. 7-zip. There it goes. Alright, let's take a look at these Zen stops. Yeah, those should be easy peasy. Yeah, I got to think about wrapping it up here pretty soon too. I didn't realize how late it was getting. As a matter of fact, let me okay, let's fire up the Ultimaker and we'll get those guys printed. Alright. Take a second to bring this up. Well, I am pleased that this thing is at least powering up. I would love to know why the power switch doesn't work. If someone can enlighten me on that. I'll have to scroll through the chat. I know you guys had a lot of suggestions or a lot of ideas, but the hell, man, we went through a lot of work, and it worked once. All right, I don't know why Cura is just a huge resource hog. They keep saying they make it faster, but could be my laptop was a little bit wimpy. Okay. So this way for tomorrow we'll have these models all set to go. Alright. There you are. And we don't need any fancy settings. Infill, gyroid. Z-hop. Those are all good. Oh, you think the spring is stuck somewhere inside this switch? Well, how do we get it? We just went through all that work to get her in there. How do we get it out? There. We are done with Cura. Okay, well hopefully this works. I don't see he has any comments yet, but let's let's hope, because we've used stuff like that in the past. All right, Ultimaker, do your thing. All right. Hands down, that thing is my favorite printer. It's my most expensive printer, but that thing is a tank. Okay, so you're saying this thing has... See, I don't... How do I say this? I don't know what to remove. It has a spring, the sides on, piece of metal, the spring stuck. But how do we get at that? Because the whole thing is sealed. The only thing I can pop out is the fuse. You should get a Prusa kit. Well, I'm $1 closer. All right, if someone can tell me what's up with this switch, that would be awesome. I would love to know. WTF. Pop the fuse and see what's under there. All right, huh? All right, why can't I pop the fuse? Fuse is out, and I see nothing. I see no switch, I just see plastic. You don't break the fuse. a bigger hammer. Ah. Let's see. Yeah, the switch is a unit, yeah. Well, and that's what I'm kind of up against. I'm not seeing spray WD-40 around crack. The crack where? Let me make sure this starts out happy. There you go, screwed away. Alright, that's up and running. Alright, it is a spring rocker switch. Okay. And let's... Alright, I got a camera here because you guys think there's something here and I don't. And alright, here it is. There's no screws, no nothing. And this section here, pushing on it to give it a little bit of play, but the only thing I can do is play with these guys back and forth and move it around a little, but very little, but I mean I can feel it popping around a little bit when I press on it. Oh, I fixed it. Okay, so what I did, and you get all the credit, is I pressed on both connectors and pushed, and apparently this housing wasn't all the way in or out or something, but so there, circuit's open. So we can all sleep tonight knowing that, holy crap, we got that one problem resolved. The whole reason we did all this. Alright, put this guy here. Alright, let's plug the printer back in and see what happens. Okay, printer on. Yep, printer off. Ah, that was a long pause. I was about ready to go, what the hell? All right. Okay, so I have a working printer, and the power switch has worked twice now, thanks to UL and Caleb. So Caleb, you definitely get an assist on that one. We are actually, this should be able to reach over. Dun, da, da. We are currently printing. Oh, if I turn that particular camera on, you'll see what I got going on. Okay, and the Ultimaker is working on that mount. This printer does such a freaking nice job. And you know what's really crazy is I have that print head right there is the Ultimaker 2 Plus. This was an upgraded printer. So I have the old print head, and I have a mod where I bet I could probably attach that to something like the i3 if it was battery driven. But anyway. So you guys have been very patient with me. You've been very helpful. You helped me out with AC power and then some. The printer is working. We need to get the limit switch to work. Then technically tomorrow we should be able to start doing the heat it up. And the other thing too is we should be able to put a bed surface on there. That right now there's no bed surface on it. It's straight metal. What's going to go there is the what do they call this again? This is a polypropylene bed. So yeah, so this won't even fit here right now. Yeah, that definitely has to go up a bit. So I have these on the CR10 and in the TiVo, and they work super well. But once we have those parts printed out, we can get the Z set up, and then we can see how it goes. Yeah, I'm just reading all your messages here. So it's my fault that you're productive now. That's cool. That's fine. I'll take that hit. I can see one of these when the Y-axis was crashing around there. It unscrewed. So I can replace that. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the joys of bed leveling this beast. Oh, come on. So if we're thinking about, well, we'll have to see I'm curious the print quality of this design. I'm curious about how the Z-axis being hung this way, how that's going to work. But like all my printers, it's always kind of fun to think about ways of upgrading them and making them work better. I'd really love to have that power supply mounted vertically up the back and have that bottom free, but what's nice about the way it is set up is that the control panel is built in, so it's not like a CR10 or TiVo where it's external, so it takes up a whole lot more space. But this definitely has potential where it could be cleaned up a little, and maybe he'll do that with his next design or his next version. This is, I think, his least expensive printer he sells. I think it's $349 or something like that. So, and he says he gets a lot of inquiries from schools because for 3D printing, a lot of the schools prefer to buy from USA, and so that kind of eliminates a lot of your other stuff. So, and he's the least expensive for the USA printers, so good for him. The one, I'm curious if it will move any faster now that we have the voltage cranked up, because it took forever to get that Z-axis down. But you guys have been great. Let me just take a peek over here on the channel. Let me see how we're doing. It looks like we got 11 thumbs up, so very cool. Appreciate that. That's pretty slick. And what I will do is sometime tomorrow I'll take this video and add thumbnails and such like that, and we will make this the not the final episode in the series because we still have to get test prints and such, but I'll definitely take this live stream and have it, the recorded live stream, posted on YouTube. So those that bailed out early or didn't see the beginning can tune in and see that. 12 on your feed? Yeah, I'm still, yeah, I gotta look over here and it looks like it's still refreshing. My internet is kind of used up uploading. So this is where I'm going to leave it for right now, guys. You guys have been awesome. You've been super helpful. You've been a great audience. And to those of you guys who found me for the first time and subscribed, thank you very much. For those of you guys that are regular viewers already, thank you. And I remember someone out there gave me $1. That's awesome. I know I gained a subscriber during the live stream. That's awesome too. So if you want to find out more about the stuff I'm working on or what I'm going to live stream next, obviously I'm on social media, on Facebook, where Nerdy is Cool, on Instagram, where Nerdy is Cool, and of course I have my own website, where nerdyiscool.com. So I'm going to let the Ultimaker do its work. I'm going to crash because I got to work in the morning like the rest of you guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Thanks for helping me out. This thing is a tank, and I can't wait to do some more calibration with it tomorrow, and we'll see what it can do. Thanks for watching, and remember, this is where Nerdy is Cool. Have a good night, guys.